はい、座ってください。お茶出してお茶出した。はい、どうぞ。はい、これ。はい、どうぞ。はい、ケース is 剣道フェデレーション。
あ、剣道フェデレーション。
シドニーもね、剣道フェデレーションね、オーストラリア剣道フェデレーションね、ああいうの。one year, one time, I go to
シドニー。
シドニーやるとオーストラリア。
オーストラリア。
This year は、ブリスベン。
あ、ブリスベン。
ラストイヤーがシドニー。
あ、ラストイヤーがシドニー。
そのビフォーが、メルボルン。
あ、メルボルン。
そのビフォーがパース。
あ、パース。
パースピクチャー。はい、次はここ。紙。はい、次は。はい、はい、はい、
いきます。はい、チーズ。はい。
ジスウェットね。ライター、ヘビーね、メニュー。マイネフレンドメニー、オーストラリア。剣道フェデレーション。ほんで、スタンダードで、ちょっと見て。見て。はい、振りかぶって。オッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケー。はい、振りかぶって。はい、横ちぶり。はい、ノート。これからした時にさ、こうぐーっとしてパンでやろう。で、ここでパン。で、これでぐーっとして。で、これでノートしてぐーっといく。で、セカンドがここをぐーっとしてパン。そして振りかぶってちぶってノート。土佐栄新流か。土佐栄新流でも彼のさ系統を見ると僕あんまり知った先生いないんだけど、土佐栄新流ね。そうか。僕ら河野100年。
私は生徒。
生徒があれけど、で河野100年福井虎夫先生の池田先生。で、そして福井正隆先生になってがあるね。
お風呂もいいんだけど。
振りかぶって、大事。はい。横ちぶりちょっと見よう。はい。
Are these in stock sorts? Are they to be posted?
These are all stock. You can just buy any of these today.
Oh, you do.
Right. So if you have if there are any that we have in stock that either you want or you'd want to buy and take for your students, we can look at as many of those as you like. And then the ones with the green labels are Iaito, and the ones with the blue labels are Shinken. So the blue labels are real swords. The green ones are the Iaito.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, anyways, welcome to the workshop. Here's one of the stations where they'll do a lot of work on the sukas. So a lot of the work on the handles will happen here. That's all the diagrams. We've got some engraving. Yeah, they've got some engraving setups. Yeah, because a lot of times customers will want like personalization either on the back end of the blade or other areas of the sword. So they want their name on it, they want other things.
So you guys make both Iaito here and Shinken?
Yeah, so here come on. So the Iaito start life as sand casting. So these are the Iaito when they come right after they come out of the sand casting process. And for the Shinken, what we'll do is we'll get a rough forging of the Shinken from. There's about 9 different swords in this one. They'll send us the blade fairly fresh out of the forging process. And our store specialty is carving in the bow key the way the customer wants, sharpening and polishing the blade, and then putting everything together on the blade. So we'll take
First of all, you make the initial part of the blade,
yeah.
and then you got to do the final customization.
Yep, and you're going to see that over here.
For Shinken and both for Iaito.
Yes.
Yes.
So the Shinken, the Shinken we make from the beginning. Or not the Shinken, the Iaito. But so here's a Shinken here's a Shinken as it came to us from one of the smiths. You can see he's carving the bow key into it right there. So you notice you can't really make out the hamon very well when it comes in this form.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. It's gonna take a good bit of polishing. The Shinken will come to us like that, and then we'll get it exactly as the customer wants and polished up, and get the suka and the saya made for it, and bring everything together. Yeah. And that's part of something I like about the swordsmithing community out here. It's very highly collaborative. Yeah, all the different shops with their different specialties will work together to get things. Now in here you're going to see the grinding and polishing that's done for taking the Iaito from that rough sand casting that you saw to looking like a real blade. And that happens in here. Shitsureshimasu.
That's That's for the Iaito, isn't it?
Yep. Arigatou gozaimasu. Shitsureshimasu. We're going to take off the slippers again. So in here is where the suka and the saya are going to be made. So for a given Shinken, the suka and the saya are going to be handmade and shaped for that particular blade.
For Shinken.
And also for the Iaito we have a lot of stock templates that we'll modify to the individual blade because we're able to take because they're not coming to us like off a 5-axis CNC machine already perfectly machined. So there will be a little variation with each of the Iaito, but because they come out of the same castings, the same series of castings, they're pretty close. So we'll have a bunch of, and I'll show you when we go back out there, a bunch of pre-made sayas that are set up close to those Shinken, or not Shinken, Iaito, and they usually fit, but if they don't, we have a bunch of tools to finish hand fitting the saya to fit an individual Iaito. But the Shinken, they're all highly individual. So it's going to be you're going to have to make the saya and the suka specifically to that Shinken. This is the section of the stingray that's used for the suka same. That's actually you get about, depending on the orders, you can get about 2 to 4 sukas worth of skin out of that. That's the section of the stingray that gets used. And here's some omiyage. These are leftover pieces from suka being made. So if you want to take a couple pieces for your students or whatever as like a souvenir or something, feel free. Or before it all gets wrapped, that's what it looks like.
So it gives like good grips for the ribbons.
Yep.
Yeah.
And here there's 2 offerings with obviously the authentic ray skin, but we also have plastic imitation ray skin, either for the beginner Iaito, or sometimes we'll get customers they don't want any animal products on them. We get a vegan customer who wants 0 animal products. We can make a Shinken. We can make a Shinken with a synthetic ray wrap if they don't want the real thing.
So within colors, do they have the color those?
The different colors, so they'll dye the rays.
Black, red.
Yeah, they'll dye the rays. Yeah, so if it's synthetic, they just make it's synthetically made with whatever, the plastic has whatever dye already chemically inserted into it. With the ray skin for different colors, the ray skin actually gets dyed. So with the black ray skin, it's dyed black. And here's the station where everything gets brought together for both the Iaito and Shinken. the habaki, the seppa, the suba, the suka, everything gets fit and married together.
So these suba come in like a standard, and then they fill it with to the blades.
Yep.
For both Shinken and Iaito.
Yep, you're gonna, yeah. And also, especially for the Shinken, if someone has another suba, or especially they want an antique, a specific antique suba put on there, we'll refit the suba for their Shinken.
Okay.
Here are some silver and nickel silver habaki that are being worked on. So yeah, we got some. I don't know. I think one or two of those are silver, and then a couple are nickel silver.
Wow.
And then here's the one I was talking about with the stock room. For the Iaito, they'll usually be the different blade sizes and thicknesses pretty close to each other. We have the big stocks of suba, or not subas, big stocks out of saya. And usually they either fit well, or they just require a little bit of hand fit. So it's not like with the Shinken where you gotta really make it, make it exactly to that one blade. And now we're gonna go upstairs and look at a bunch of real ones. So about 98% of the swords up here are real. I think there's only 4 or 5. There's only about 4 or 5 up here that have synthetic blades, the zinc alloy blades. Everything else here.
Yakuman, that's roughly $20,000 Aussie.
Yeah, I think the most expensive one up here is this guy over here. So that's 661. So 6.6 million yen. So
$60,000. Are these proper armors, or they?
I don't know. I
Could be
don't know
antiques.
which ones are original, which ones are reproductions, and which ones are combinations. I need to ask the boss about that.
And they are roughly $3,000.
Yep.
It's kind of cool.
Everything up here is for sale. So if you do desire a Shinken of your own, you can have these in Australia. We ship Shinken to Australia. We do all the paperwork. If you do want a real sword, or if any of your students want a real sword, anyone else we're happy to oblige. This is one of my favorites. This one is from 1660. This is an Edo period one. The only thing I ask, obviously, is just keep both hands keep both hands on the suka. That's the primary thing. Part of what I like about that one is you get the blade up close to your face, so you can see all the waves from the various layers of folding. This one's 98 mon, so that's just a 9,500-ish Australian dollars. So,
yeah. What's the weight in it?
Yeah, if there are any blades up here you'd like to have me take out of the saya and have a look at and go for it, just let me know.
Are these suba antiques?
Yeah, the vast majority in the cases up here are antiques. To get the actual age and pedigree, I'd have to go. We have to look it up in the computer system, but most of the suba up here are going to be pre-Meiji, so they're gonna be made. Most of them up here are made before the 1860s. We got some of the cases up here that are like 300-400 years old.
Are these mostly Kentai-to, Shinto? I assume all these price reflects how old the swords are.
Not necessarily. Like this one right here was made in 2000. This is a contemporary one. This one was made in 2002 by a smith here in Seki. I mean, age can be a factor in price, but like there's like this one this is a very, very pretty sword. This one, it's 68 mon, so that's like $6,500-ish for that sword right there. And that one's pretty new.
3 shaku.
Yeah, that one's huge.
That's crazy. Who used it? Just to show?
I don't know. Maybe we have Dutch customers that come in that are like this tall that it looks like a normal sword when they hold it.
May I have a look at the 2.5? Actually, this one.
This guy, the one that was made in the contemporary one, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's really pretty. But this one is, I just think that one's just really nice to look at.
They have that Buddhism kind of mantra the boy are staying up to here,
Yeah.
and the kisaki is pretty long right there. Actually, feel quite heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy. Let's see the weight on it. It's it's 1.2 kilograms. Yeah, it's 1,210 grams. Yeah, it's a pretty beefy sword.
So these zuba got to be sort of customized and fixed to the blade you choose.
Yes. Those would need to be fit to the blade, individual blade.
Look at this Fuji Kashiado. Do you get a lot of people just drop by like we do, just wandering and just come here and look at stuff?
It's one of the big reasons they hired me. We get
You guys do?
Yeah, because a lot of foreign nationals will come in just like this. They'll drop in and like, hey, either they're really into Iaito like yourself and they already know what they want, or they're like, I think swords are cool. We were at the sword museum. They said this sword store was here. Can you show us stuff? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I can. Here we go. If you're a foreign national and you're taking it out of the country, yeah, you need to. It takes anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks to get the export license. If you were a resident here in Japan, you can take it out. You sometimes can take it out same day, but you get a big stack of paperwork that you need to mail in to the Ministry of Education in your prefecture to change the registration of the Shinken over to you. Historic or contemporary art pieces. That's why they're not classified as weapons, but they're still regulated.
Okay.
And now, but you, as an Australian, if you want to take it out of Japan to Australia, you do need to. You would need to wait to get the paperwork to either have if the paperwork clears and you're here in Japan, then you can pick it up and you can take it with you to the airport, check it, and take it out. Or you'd wait for the paperwork to clear and then it gets shipped to you. So most of our swords are on the website. If you run that section of the website's not in English yet. That's a work in progress. But if you run the general Google Translator web page stuff, it works well enough. I'd say 90%-ish of the swords in this upstairs here are on the website. And you can look at them. And then in this case we have a bunch of Kogatana. Those you can buy without paperwork. Those are treated the same as buying a kitchen knife. And these guns are real too.
You can buy those?
Yep. So
without license?
Yeah, so it's the same paperwork as buying a sword. So muzzle loaders built before, I think it's muzzle loaders made before 1868 in Japan are regulated as historic art pieces. So you can own these for artistic appreciation without having your gun license. Now, however, the caveat is to shoot these, you need your Japanese gun license. It would be illegal to possess the gunpowder and load this and fire it without your gun license. It applies specifically to antique muzzle loaders made before 1868. But if you had, let's say, a gunsmith that made a cap and ball, made a revolver in 1861 in Japan, that would not be exempted. But the muzzle loading matchlocks like this, it's the same paperwork as buying a Shinken. So if you go online to Nosyudo's website, and if you run the Google Translate to English, whatever, they can pick all their options and order the sword directly on the website, or they can go through the English catalog and send us an email with what they want. On the website in the Iaito section, if you
Thank you.
Yeah, if you run the site through the English translation, in the Iaito section, there is a section to order the sword where you pick the grade and then all the options you want.
Yeah.
Because in this catalog, because everything's highly customizable, it shows you everything that you could pick.
うちのヤイトはブレードが2つある。 重たいのと軽い。
So we have two basic blade options: the thick blade, which is heavier, and the thin blade that's lighter.
あ
ごめん、ちょっと座っていいですか？
あ、いいよ、座っていいよ。あれさんね、座って。これが厚口通し。厚い。
So that's our thick blade.
thick blade.
で、シックブレードは、だいたい長さによって重さ違うけど、だいたい900前後。
But it depends on the length of the blade, but it's about 900 grams ish.
でこれは2尺5寸なんで900前後ね。
So that one's 2 shaku 5 sun, and it weighs about 920 grams.
3寸5分4寸は多分800から850ぐらい。
So you can see the length and the weights here. So this is for our thick blade and our thin blade. And then these are the different lengths. These are about how much you can expect them to weigh.
はい、で、次。これは軽い方のやつ。これは薄い方の薄
So
口。
that's the thin blade.
Thin blade.
薄口はだいたい750から800前後。
It's anywhere between 700 to 800 grams.
だいたいこのぐらいの重さね。
That's about how much the thin blade weighs.
Very thin, light.
で、女性用、男性用、腕痛めた人によって重さ違う。
We sell them for for men and women, or if someone's injured.
So for female, the suggestion is to have a thinner blade.
Typically, some people prefer it's not a rule. It's just the guideline.
僕が欲しい情報は、まずその人身長。
And then some of the information we want is their height,
はい。
そして性別、男だろう女だろう。
and then whether they're male or female,
で、あと腕の長さ。
and then also the
Hamstring.
reach
ここからその
from the end of the longest finger to the end of the finger. Usually the middle finger, but some people
で、あと
prefer.
手の大きさ。
And then also the size of the hand.
ここからここまでの長さ。
If you order online, we always ask for a photo like that
Ah,
with a metric ruler.
so you give suggestion based on the size. So you guys will give suggestion based on
We
the.
don't give suggestions, but the ska makers will adjust the
こ
thickness
こ
based
か
on
ら
the
こ
hand.
こまでの長さ。
Or the zigam thickness based on the.
Whenever they
hand-
whittle down the ska, they'll use it as a reference.
Oh, okay, okay.
で、あと書伝はうちのカタログの選び方はこれ書伝。
So that's our shoden option, our beginner option.
でこの場合はつばがこの中から選べます。
So with our lowest level one, these are the only tsuba you can select. This is for the regular shoden.
Yeah.
This is for our youth edition.
で、書伝のこれは縁金具がこれと目抜きがこれとチョイスできま
And
す
in
け
the
ど。
case of the shoden, these are the standard ones on here. You can choose a different one, but there's a fee.
Yep.
But pretty
Okay.
much the shoden is very basic and very limited options.
で、使うはここがコットンでシルクでレザー。
And then what's included in the price is the cotton, but
Cotton?
we also have silk and leather.
Silver add-on, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
それで中伝になると
This、is nice.
And then for our
中伝になる
chuden,
とつばと縁金具と目抜きが選べます。
and then from chuden you can choose the tsuba, the menuki, and the fuchi and kashira. You can choose from any option in the catalog. You can see our full selection further back.
で、それは、これが縁金具。
Those are our fuchi and kashira sets.
Kashira.
Also the
そして
koshi.
目抜き、目抜
And
き。
that's the menuki options.
Yeah.
で、あとつば、
And tsuba.
つば。ね、チョイスできる。
And
あと
for
は
chuden you can choose any of
コ
those
ットンと
options.
シルクとレベルが
And。again, like the shoden, the cotton's included in the price, but we also have silk and
The
leather.
leather.
で、あとサメのカラーもチョイスできます
You。can also choose the same, but of course the colored options.
さえも、これがベーシックが A クラス。
So the A
A グル
grade
ープ、A グ
here
ループ。
is the
B,
basic
C,
that's
D
included in the
だと
costs.
値段
If
がち
you
ょっと上
go
がってくる。
higher up on BCD, you can see there's an additional cost for each class.
はい。でこっちだと高くなってくるね。
So
まあ
as
そ
you
う
go
いった
down, it
形
gets
で
more expensive.
こういった形でいく。これアリさん。
That's me.
はい。
Hi.
Oh.
アリさんね。で、その中のオーダーフォームがあるんで、そういったところを見てください。で、奥伝は、
We also have the okuden option.
そう。で波紋も選べるんで
You
す
can
よ
also
ね。
choose the hamon.
このベーシックはこの ここから
There's
4種
top
類
five options, or four options are basic.
で復刻メイトも選べますけ
And
ど
then we have a few of
少し
the
加算があります
revival series hamon. But those must, yeah, but those require.
奥伝は真鍮の金具で手作りの幅木で小尻がつきます
So with our okuden, so this is our okuden noshisaku. So this comes with the brass handmade habaki and also includes the kojiri, the metal kojiri.
で奥伝の真剣作は前はシルバーなんだけど今は白金、なんか余白
Nichols. So our Shinken-saku, formerly, it was actual silver, but you may have noticed that silver and gold has become crazy expensive lately.
Yep.
As of April, we're now offering them in nickel silver. You can still have them done in real silver, it just costs more.
So it used to be 925.
Yes, they used to be.
であとは真剣美とし
Now it's
て
nickel silver.
これ真剣と同じように切っ先をこういうふうにすることもできます、
So the basic bohi, he is included in the price, but you can have the same kind of
The
Shinken
boy.
he put in for a small
選べ
additional
ます
price.
で幅木もどちらのデザインね
And then you can choose
友
between the
情
two
か将来
designs.
はいでプライスはここに
And if you go further back, the prices are
ね
noted.
これ奥伝中伝
Oh,
小伝ね
yes, yes. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
We also have our English version.
Very nice, very nice. There's a lot of customization you can do here.
We
Yeah.
focus on customizable options.
Iaijutsu The art of the samurai